So it is 7:01, December 8th, 2022. Call the meeting to order. Roll call. Flores.
Here.
Gonzalez. Here. Hussein.
Here.
Jost. Here. Masajan. Here. Pelletier. Here. Uzo. Here. Thank you. All right. It's not on the agenda, but we're gonna go ahead and do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right. So, first up, I'll make a motion to approve the regular board meeting minutes on November 10th, 2022. Any questions, corrections, comments?
Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from November 10th, 2022, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right, next, public comments, agenda items only, it is just us tonight. President's report. I don't have anything right now. So move on to committee reports. So everyone should have gotten, hard copies of the finance reports. Oh, thank you for that.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the financial reports. Am I looking at this right? Oh, yeah. November 30th, 2022.
I'll second.
Okay, let's start with the general ledger. Any questions? Oh, interest is getting bigger.
We're not getting any money. It's getting bigger because we're putting money in there from the other account.
That's okay. I'm gonna just follow the way this is stapled. I mean, I have
Yeah.
the check register. and
Yeah,
that's
they're out
right.
now to be the
That's
thing.
fine. Any questions?
Oh, yeah. How come 7014 St. Martha is 1421 for November, but then, the beginning of November, but then later it's 1273 and 78?
So, the St. Martha's lease goes up by 3% every year in July, and we missed that in July.
Got it.
So
So
the
that
slightly
one was-
higher is to make up for the difference
ones in
between what we
between.
did pay and what the increase was from
Got it.
July through September, October, whatever.
Okay. So then the second payment at the end of November is the actual one that will be
Yeah,
going
that's
forward
the-
for the
The
next-
1273, yep.
Okay,
That's going forward.
That's going forward till through
It goes up
June of
again.
next year, and then it'll go up another 3%, yeah.
Stroke brain.
I always forget that, because it's, and they never let us know. It's just whenever, like, they happen to send us an updated lease agreement. So, reading through that, I'm like, oh yeah, it went up, so
and it's
we've
a
got it.
1-year term.
It's 3 years, but it goes up 3% every year. Because I signed the contract in 3 years, I
Right.
have a tendency to then forget about it,
Sure.
and then I'm like, oh yeah, that changed in July, so then I have to.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but I think Suzanne's made note of it, so that going forward, we should hopefully catch it, but they never say anything, I'm like, every once in a while I think, if I
Just a couple
didn't pay,
payments.
what would they do, right? And
Right.
no,
I'll tell them. Tell them if they don't care.
so that's the difference. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, are we, not okay with that one? The income statements, let's see what is. The amount that's been used is not real, I mean, it's 78%. And is that because we're not spending money because we're
So the MRF payment, that, the big retirement payment for the not IMRF
Right.
retirement thing, that is still outstanding. And the bill for the roof is still outstanding, so.
I mean, it just seems it should have been.
Yeah, so those are not
December already.
reflected, and then, yeah, and, I mean, we have slowed down with ordering a little bit. That happens anyway this time of year,
Mhm.
because it's, you know, getting towards the end of the year, and we don't wanna encumber a lot of funds, you know, as we make that transition from one fiscal year to the next.
Yeah.
So, hopefully in December, we will have gotten our tax money, some of our tax money.
We won't get it until January.
I believe that we should get it before that,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Okay.
So, everything is due by the 30th. I would think we're gonna get something, because a lot of people pay their taxes through escrow
Escrow,
and stuff, so the
correct.
banks and the county already have all that set up, so.
Mhm.
Since they did make the announcement and all the bills went out and everything like that, we've gotten a whopping $5,600. So, every day we check to see if there's any more money coming in, and there is not. So I am a little worried, I will be completely honest. I did, because we've got the MRF bill, which is $208,000, the roof is probably gonna be about $200,000, maybe a little bit more, because we did the gutters and looked through the ice melt, that's why we're kind of waiting for things. And then normally, we spend anywhere between $200,000 and $250,000 a month, just on payroll, other stuff. So we're looking at over $600,000 right now, and if you look at our cash statement, that's cutting it close with all the kind of cash on hand that we have that's like liquid. So I did reach out to PMA today, so I'm jumping ahead just a little bit if that's okay, Carlotta. On the PMA report that we get, and it says we've got $413,000. I thought this was the case, but I got verification this afternoon that this is liquid. Basically, it would take literally a day or two to get this money to us. There's no penalty. Reinvesting it when, you know, we get our money, you know, from the county and stuff would not be a problem. And at that point, I'll look into reinvesting with CDs and stuff. So if we need access to this money, we can get it pretty easily. This is also kind of an operating reserve, so we've had a tendency not to try to touch this, just so that we've got something in, and that's being invested. Most of our operating reserves were kept in our regular operating account. That's what we've been paying the bills with. And so, I mean, and we had anywhere between 6 and 7 months of operating reserves in there, and that's gone. But, or it's almost gone. But that's, you know, that's why people recommend that you have it, for these kinds of situations. And hopefully it won't happen that much. So if we have to get access to this money, I can do that pretty quickly.
Well, weren't there two CDs?
There was, so the way I had invested with the CDs is I had one that was a 6-month CD, one that was like 12 months, and 18 months, and a 24 months. That was the amount of money we had at that point. And they were each like $100,000. So as one matured, I would reinvest that. But with the pandemic and everything else happening and with construction over the last 2 years, I have not been reinvesting that. So probably what you're remembering seeing is those last CDs fall off. And so there were two lines. One was for the CD that was invested, and then the other was for the cash.
Cash.
So now you're just seeing the cash.
Okay.
Because all the CDs have matured. Sorry, that's kind of a long-winded answer to that. So we should have easy access to this money if we need it. The other thing that they're now saying with the taxes is that they anticipate that the spring bills will also be late going out. So, that would then potentially have some impact. They're not anticipating as long. So again, assuming we get all the money we're supposed to over the next month even, we should be fine for that, but I will probably not want to reinvest any of this cash until after the whole
Till
property
after
tax bill has gotten straightened out, yeah. Just so that if we have to have access to cash, we've got at least some, so. Anyway.
Any more questions? Oh. No.
Okay, we'll vote on the financial report. Gonzalez,
Yes.
Hussein,
Yes.
Jost,
Yes.
Mesa J,
Yes.
Pelletier, yes, Souza,
Yes.
Flores.
Yes.
I don't believe we have anything for facilities or policy, so, staff reports. First, is there anything that you wanted to, highlight or add to yours?
As I explained about the money, I can do it now, or I can do it under the report stuff, we're gonna do that. We don't have a report payment, you guys have already approved the report, so depending on when we get that bill, whatever. But, I was hoping to have it just for kind of final approval today, but we have not yet gotten it. So the bills that we've been paying to SMC have been for their oversight and their management and their assistance with the bid documents. So we haven't actually paid the bill for anything yet. So, when we get that, I don't think it'll make a huge difference which year we pay it, because even if we pay it into January, we'll probably be able to roll it back over into 2022, so, but we haven't gotten it yet. I don't think I have really anything else to add to my report unless anyone has any questions about anything either I said or.
In the legal financial policy, it says that we're gonna leave in the Fifth Third operating
Or
account
now,
open
yeah.
and active. Is that just the amount, a monthly payment
Yeah.
or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we're waiting for all of the checks to clear Fifth Third
Correct.
before we
That makes
close
sense.
that. So, in discussions with the banker that we have at Fifth Third, some of this is too little too late at this point. I just have been really unimpressed with the service that I've gotten from them ever since they bought MB Financial. So, I mean, it's been ongoing. But, you know, I asked about closing the accounts and, you know, while we were waiting for everything to clear out, I didn't want to be hit with any fees or anything because depending on how the balance is going below a certain amount or whatever. And he said that was fine. And then I said, you know, we also need to make different arrangements because right now the loan payment is being debited directly from our checking account from Fifth Third. And I wanted to change it, either bill us monthly, like you would if you just had a mortgage or whatever, or we can arrange to do ACH or wire from Wintrust to them. And they did not like that particularly well. I think some of that was because of who I'm dealing with, but that, so for that time, so right now we're just getting everything transferred. We're still waiting for all the checks to clear. We have one more check that's outstanding with Fifth Third that needs to clear. And that for at least right now, I'm just gonna keep the amount of money in because right now they pull out, it's $12,000, I think, a month for the loan. And so I'm just gonna keep that money in there for now and then I'll
So
work
it's
on
just
that.
1 month, okay.
Yeah, so we're just gonna, it's just one thing a month. I anticipate that will change, but for right now, I thought I'm gonna deal with it after the holidays and everything.
Yeah,
And
no, that's
that,
fine,
so,
that's fine.
yeah. Any other questions or clarifications that I can?
Well, we wish Grace luck wherever she goes to next.
Yeah, I think she's going to Park Ridge. She's getting, her position there will be an actual librarian. She was a library assistant
Oh, I
here.
see, okay.
And she's getting a few more hours, so she's eligible for IMRF and that kind of thing. So it's a good career move for her. She had applied for one of the positions here and didn't get it. So
Yeah.
I think that, and we knew that she had been looking for some other things as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're excited for her though. It's kind of, crazy timing, a lot of people are out sick, or their kids are out sick, so they have to be
Yeah.
out to watch their kids and stuff, so, but so far it's working out okay, so.
Okay. And even not filling the position until,
Yeah,
Try to see
Melissa's
what
pretty, she looked into that pretty carefully, and, she should be fine. I think there's only, again, it's more of a struggle because we've all of a sudden had some people out. Mostly it's been people that have children that are now themselves either have to take, as I said, take care of their children or have gotten sick from their children. So yeah, she should be fine. I think there's just one day next week that they're a little, short-staffed, but, you know, it'll work out. And there's enough other people here, like Jeff and Helga can sit at the reference desk if necessary. I can sit at the reference desk if necessary. That would be interesting since I haven't done reference in a while. Though I was a very good reference librarian for a long time, but it has been a long time since I've done it. But I think there's enough people that will help out. And we haven't been super busy, you know, with the holidays and stuff like that. So
Okay.
we should be okay. But yeah, but we will be filling that after the holidays.
yeah, okay.
Just to clarify, on Karina's report under meetings and training, she mentions passive program idea, passive program.
So passive programming, when we talk about it, means things like, we've got craft supplies out for you to take and do, like our make and take programs, those kinds of things are what we consider passive program because it doesn't require a staff person to lead a program or an outside presenter or something like that. It's stuff that we make available to people, but they kind of do it on their own.
Okay, cool. I really like what you guys did, what Karina did with the tree. I think
Yes.
that was really
For
cute.
days, she's in her office and she's like painting this thing. It's like really cute,
Yeah, yeah.
So we're starting also I don't know if she mentioned it, because I can't remember, but in January, we're gonna start seeking out volunteer opportunities for staff to participate in.
Yes.
So our first one is, did she mention, I thought she might, I couldn't remember.
It was somebody mentioned.
Yeah, and it's like I've got emails going through my head, and then I was reading over
Yeah.
this and stuff, so our first one started, I think it's January 14th, we're doing it, and it's Meals on Wheels, putting to Meals on Wheels, I think, and Evanston, I think, will be, there's a office, something like that, so. Yeah, so it should be good, and I think it'll be good to see who, right now we just got 10 people that are gonna be there that day, but we're hoping to do it like every other month or something, or, once a quarter or something, provide staff some opportunities if they wanna do something like that.
That's
so.
very
Yeah. Any other questions for Pam?
Just be any smaller.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize until after I printed them, so. In our quest to not waste paper, it's like a trade-off, right?
It is small.
It is.
It is.
I'll
Looks big on my screen.
I know, I was
Say it.
You're preaching to the choir here, Mark, but I know everyone else has the paper, so that's totally fine.
All right, so unfinished business director evaluation, we'll get to that in a little bit. Next up, we have the per capita grant application.
So it's complete, I just wanted the board to see it and have you guys let me know if you wanted me to make any changes to anything or had questions about anything before I actually submit it. So you have two things, the actual per capita grant application, and then we're also required to give an expenditure report. And usually the expenditure report is 2 years behind the application. So the expenditure report is for 2021, and
I see,
the application is gonna be for 2023. So basically, in the expenditure report, I'm just saying, this is the amount of money we used from what we got, and this is how we spent it. And I have to make sure it somewhat matches up with what I said I was gonna use it for.
Yeah.
Good job on this.
Yep.
Is this or is this submitted from Just You White? Is this,
This is-
you can use the money for? Or is
Yes,
this
so
what you
these
did?
all
Okay.
correspond to the chapters in the standards,
Oh, okay.
Serving Our Public standards.
Mhm.
So, and that's the breakdown of all the different categories that they've developed standards for. I
You
think,
put your own standard in.
yeah,
That's asking.
we can go above and beyond. We do in many ways, but, and I think everyone has a copy of those, at least from something. If not, I'm happy to send that to you or bring it next month. if anyone
Isn't that
wants to
little
see it.
book, it's like orange?
That's
all
the
the
Illinois,
standards?
that's the Illinois trustee file, or trustee facts file book, the Serving Our Public Standards. You might not have seen the book, because I think when I've given it to you,
We
I've
just
made
had the
copies
copies
and
of it.
stuff,
Okay.
yeah.
Packets or, yeah.
I think I've just given you
That's when we were
copies.
required to read certain things
Yes.
at different times that you printed out for us,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm I can send it to you, in digital format if people want it just to have it. Or again, I can make additional copies and bring them next month.
Okay.
But, that's where all those categories come from, the standards themselves. Like I said, I just wanted the board to see that before I sent it in, to make sure that there was no additions or revisions that you guys wanted me to make.
From me.
Looks good.
That's awesome.
Do you need us to
No,
approve anything?
no,
Okay,
no,
that was just, okay.
yeah. Next, the other thing is that comes at the same time, and it's just because the way our fiscal year falls, is the IPLAR, the Illinois Public Library Annual Report. That is also due at the same time as this, so that I need to start next week. That's the one that usually you guys have to look it over or sign it.
Gotcha, okay. Okay. All right, next is the roof work payment approval.
Yeah, I had that on there because it was our hope, I had spoken with Jason about this, that we would have the bill and everything for you guys to see the final bill, but we don't have it, so it's not
Yeah. Oh gosh, we're making good time. We're already at, executive session. So, I'll make sure, I'll just say the date and the time. That, right, that's what we want to do.
good. When you go
When we
back
go-
into, when you go into closed session,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I will make a motion to go into an executive session for the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body as allowed per 5 ILCS 122C1.
One second.
And we'll call out, and then we'll call back in closed.
Oh, yeah, I can finish reading this later.
Yeah.
Okay, Hussein,
Here.
we're going into executive
I'm
session.
You're just voting yes or no, yeah.
Jokes?
Yes.
Mason J?
Yes.
Pelletier, yes. Puzo?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
8:02, we will roll call back into open session.
Just say here.
Yay, yes. Uh-huh.
Jost?
I'm here.
Mason J? Here. Pelletier, here. Flores?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Here.
Hussein?
Here.
I'm not listening to you.
No, no.
All right.
You just grunt next time.
Yeah. We know that you're here.
Okay, so we are going to close out the director evaluation. I will make a motion to approve the salary amount for Director Pamela Leffler for 2023 in the amount of $121,500.
Second.
Thank you.
I'll finish that in a second. Okay, Mason J?
Yes.
Pelletier, yes. Puzo?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Hussein?
Yes.
Jost?
Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, communications, nope, other than Karina's awesome.
Other kind
Yep.
Oh, I have two again, if somebody's missing
Oh,
one.
really?
Yeah. Everybody got one?
yeah.
It
You want
just
paper
looks
one?
so cool.
The texture is nice. Okay. Well, there you go. That's nice.
It is nice texture.
Her family has been she has family that lives out of state and sort of in visiting, and so she's been popping in off and on to finish things up, so actually she got this to us a little bit later, so I wasn't able to email it out to her.
Oh, that's fine. All right, next public comments and non-agenda items is still just us. So, 8:04, we have a very happy and healthy holiday season.